Hello, hello. I see a few people. Oh, let's see. Let me know who's here. Hi, Denise. How are you? There's a few people hopping on. That's great. My dog is snoring away on her bed. She's, I swear she's got doggy dementia. She's been barking a lot. You know, she's deaf, but she just seems to start barking for no apparent reason. I think we've decided she likes the sound of her own bark. Ooh, chocolate chip cookies, yum. Hi, Vicky. Yeah, so she was standing, she can stand at the top of our landing and look out the window, bark. So I put a sheet up so she can't see out the window, and I closed the blinds downstairs, and then I've made her come on her bed. She's lying, sleeping on her bed right a few feet from me at the moment. So I'm hoping, and she's snoring, so hopefully she'll stay there. So we'll see. But yeah, I think she's getting worse as she gets older. Chocolate chip cookies, that sounds delicious. Denise, have you baked them for any special occasion or just because you felt like baking? Hi again, Christine. Hi, Louise. Nothing quite like chocolate chip cookies that have just come out the oven. Tally, my dog, is almost 14. So she'll be 14 in January. And she's just chugging along. As I'm sure you've heard me say, she's got kidney disease and she's deaf, but she's still got lots of energy. She still loves her walks, and she still, for the most part, likes her food. So yeah, she's doing, we think we'll have her around for a little while. She was diagnosed a year ago and the vet said we would have her for months, not years, but she's doing pretty good. A couple of friends over tonight. Nice. So yeah. Oh, I'm sure they'll love your cookies. Yeah, I love to bake, but the problem is, you know, when it's just my husband and I, unless I've got occasion to bake them for, then I end up eating too many. I've got a very sweet tooth, so that's bad. So anyway, well, how's everyone else doing? So my sister Christine's on here. We were just chatting, my sister and my other sister. We're off on a cruise next week, well, in about a week and a half. So we were chit-chatting about all the details, so that's exciting. I'll be here next Wednesday for my Facebook Live, hopefully, and then I leave Thursday night, so I will be gone for a couple of Facebook Lives. I'm going to see if I have time to record a couple of videos that I can schedule to play. I did that once before, but I'm not sure I'm going to have time. I've got quite a few things to do before leaving, so we'll see. So anyway, hope you're having a good week and having some time for crafting. So anyway, yeah, I think I'll go ahead and get started. Let's see. Denise, is she a lab? We had a golden retriever. Yes, she's a lab, a yellow lab. And she's on the small side. Growing up, my family had a small lab, kind of like Tally, and she lived to 17. So yeah, the bigger the dog, the shorter they live, don't they? Yeah, we're hoping she'll get to her 14th birthday. We'll see how she does. Your golden retriever passed when she was 15. Yeah, that's a pretty good age, isn't it, for a retriever? So anyway, enough dog talk. Welcome everybody. I hope you're having a great week. Fall is in the air here in Sacramento. Well, we had a lovely cool spell for a few days and some rain, and now it has warmed up a little bit, but it's still pretty nice. And September always seems a bit more bearable to me in Sacramento because it's if it does get hot, it's not for very long. You know, it's cooler in the mornings and it cools down faster at night. So September is usually pretty nice. So anyway, so I'm going to make a fall card today. I just had classes this last weekend at my house, 2 days of classes, which were really fun. And we made this pretty fall card with a couple of fun techniques. So that's what we'll be doing today. So let me switch you down to my desktop, and I'll have a couple of other things to just remind you about first, and then we'll make the card. So let's see. So just a couple of reminders, we're almost at the end of September. And so remember, I'm giving away one of these sweet sunflower paper pumpkin kits. This was August's kit. And so for every $30 that you spend with me before the end of the month, you get to go into my prize drawing for this kit. And so you just have a few days left. And I'll be drawing a name on October 1st for the winner. You might notice up the top here, I've already got my October host code, and that is because my September one I closed out after my class this last weekend. So I've opened a new host code which will go through October. So if you're placing an order, be sure to use that host code. And I always forget to mention, but for customers that spend $50 with me, I always give you an extra gift too. So not only if you spend $50, not only will you get to go into the prize drawing, but you'll get a free gift from me as well. So that's that. And then a couple of other things that are the Perfect Partners promotion. This is ending in a few days. So this is where Stampin' Up! Has taken 6 stamp sets in the annual and mini catalogue and matched dies with them. And the dies were just available for a month. So the stamps were the Apple Blossoms die, Apple Harvest Bundle, which is in the mini catalogue, and I wrote the page numbers on. If you want to do a screenshot, you can. The Fresh Cut Stems, which I used, I think, a few weeks ago, that's in the annual catalogue, page 65. Fresh Cut Flowers is the name of the stamp set. And then there's 4 others. There's the Playful Piggies. This Birthday Piggy is the name of the stamp set. Those dies are so cute. I've seen some really cute cards with them. Look, there's a little wagon, and then dies to cut out all the different piggy images. So very fun. That's annual catalogue page 55 if you want to look at the stamp set. Trimming the Tree Bundle. This is another really nice one. Annual catalogue page 43. Waterfall Canyon Bundle. Annual catalogue page 94. This is really cool because you can kind of do tiers. You can make like a tall slimline card like they have there and put lots of tiers. I know some of my team up in Oregon or Vancouver, Washington have bought this one because it's like what's the falls up there? I forget. Multnomah Falls, I think it is. One of my team, Diane, she said that this reminds her of the Multnomah Falls, so she had to get the dies. And then the last one is the Yeti dies that go with Yeti to Party stamp set that's in the mini on page 38. So those are just available for a few more days. And then the other thing that's coming to an end is the weekly deals. During September, every week there was some different items on sale. And so this ends actually today. So September the 22nd to the 28th. So there's a few, in fact, the Gilded Leafing we're going to use today, which is very fun. That's on sale. So I bought a bit more of that. And then the matte black dots are some of my favorites. So I bought some of those. So there's been some good things on the weekly deals. So those end today if you're interested in any of those. All right, so let me show you the cards. Enough of that business stuff. So this is the card we're going to make today. This was very popular at my class this last weekend. It's using the Soft Seedlings stamp set. So that's the Night of Navy version. And then this is the Blackberry Bliss version. So let me know which one you would like to make today, because I've got materials to make either one. So let me know which one you prefer. We don't have to decide yet, so you can comment which one you'd like, and then when we get to assemble, you can let me know which one you want to do. So let me get my bits and pieces here. So I'm gonna grab the Night of Navy package, but I can switch to the other one because we'll just do some stamping to start with. So grab my little white piece here. Let me zoom in a little bit. Thank you, Denise. Okay, so zoom in. So here's the stamp set. Let's see. This is the stamp set. So you get, you just get this lovely big leaf image here. And then now, I was thinking this was a maple, but actually I think it's a sycamore leaf. Is that right? Because I think these are the sycamore seed pods. And I know some people call these helicopters, because when they come kind of floating off the tree, they twirl. Is that right? Or am I just making this up? But anyway, some nice sentiments and lovely font. Very nice font. I like the font of this. So that's the stamp set. And then I die cut this with the deckled rectangles dies, which you've seen me use quite a bit. I really like these. They kind of give a look that you've torn the cardstock a little bit. So I'm going to start out with this, and I'm going to grab my grid paper here just so that I don't get ink on my desk, and my big stamp. So here's the leaf, the big leaf stamp. And in fact, I'm going to do my sentiment first, I think. So let's see, shall I do that in Night of Navy or Rich Raspberry? I think I'll do it in Rich Raspberry, and it'll work actually with either card. We can still choose which color. So for the sentiment, there's another stamp set that goes really well with this. I think I'm going to use one of the sentiments from the Soft Seedlings stamp set. But this stamp set also goes really well because the font is very similar. This Nature's Print, you've seen me use this before. So on the Night of Navy one, I actually used the Best Wishes and Happy Thoughts from this set because I thought the font went, and I wanted to give people options. I like to give options, you know, they can do different cards for different occasions. But I think I'm going to do, let's see, what am I going to do? I think I'm going to do Hello. Do I have Hello? Or maybe I don't. Oh, I guess I don't. So let's just do Thinking of You then again. Okay, I'm going to do Thinking of You along the bottom, just with Rich Raspberry. Let's see here. Let's see if I can get this straight. Oops, a bit crooked. That's all right. It's going to have to be quick. Well, let me see if I can pull out my other piece. I don't want to turn it over because it's die cut. It's kind of looks different on the other. Let's do this other piece. I'm going to stand up this time and see if I can get it straight. I need to do, let's see. Well, my dog's really snoring now. I don't know if you can hear her. That's better. All right, now close. Actually, I'm going to leave that open because we're going to need Rich Raspberry. And then I'm going to grab, for my leaf, I'm grabbing Blushing Bride, which I know sounds like it would be a weird color to do the leaf, but it actually works really well. So I've got Rich Raspberry and Early Espresso. I'm going to open those up. And then I've got, let me zoom out just a little bit. I feel like I'm zoomed in a lot. There we go. And then I've got Blushing Bride. So I'm going to ink up my leaf with Blushing Bride. And when it's a big stamp like this, I kind of find that it's easier to just leave the stamp on the desk on your work surface and then ink up like this way. I feel like you have a bit more control. And then before I stamp, I'm going to take my blending brushes. It's like, I think this is the third week in a row I've used blending brushes, but we're not doing actual ink blending today. And then I'm going to take my rich raspberry, my purple brush, and get a little bit of the rich raspberry ink. And then I'm just going to gently tap around the edge of the leaf with my brush. I'm kind of doing it a little bit of an angle and get the little seed pods a little bit. And you can add as much or as little as you like. I might just do a little bit more. And you can kind of see where it's darker, right? And then I'm going to get my early espresso, get a little bit of that, and I'm just going to put a little bit of that on the stems where I feel like that would be a little bit darker. Okay, be a little bit more. All right, then I can close these up. And then before I stamp, I'm going to do a very important step, the huffing technique, because that Blushing Bride may have dried a little bit on the stamp. So I'm going to just go on it off camera to kind of reactivate the ink if it's dried at all. And then I can just stamp my leaf. I'm holding it down with even pressure just for a few seconds. And then there's my pretty leaf. Isn't that beautiful? So I think the Blushing Bride works really well. Isn't that pretty? So then the next fun, if you're going to do multiples of this card, if you're going to do another one, there's a lot, you can probably see, there's a lot of residual ink on here of the blushing, the rich raspberry and the early espresso. So if you're doing another one, make sure that you clean off your stamp before putting it back onto your Blushing Bride, because you're going to get, Blushing Bride is much lighter. You're going to mess up your ink pad. So I'm just going to do that so that I don't forget. All right, so that's that done. Oh, and then actually I'm also going to do the inside. So let's do the inside of the card. So I'm going to do the same process. Actually, I shouldn't have closed everything up. Let me open real quick. But I'm just going to do a part of the leaf. So I'm going to ink up. I'm going to see if I've got enough ink left on my brush to not open them up. Yeah, I think I'll be all right. And then I hardly need the stem because that's not really going to show. And then I'm going to do just like a partial leaf down the bottom here. Just like that. And then I'm going to do the little seed pod. Not sure if there's a technical name for this. So just ink that up, and then again I can see if I can do, not sure that I've got much ink left on my, oh yeah, a little bit. I'm just going to stamp that up in this upper corner. Like that. And then let's see, for the sentiment, there's one that says "You're on my mind." This is actually from the Nature's Prints stamp set. So, or I could just do, yeah, let's just do this one. Being indecisive today. All right, let's see if I can get this one straight. There we go. Okay, so let's put these all off to one side. Now, the next thing, the next step is I'm going to take this leaf image and we're going to do some gold, some gilded leafing. Is that what it's called? Gold leafing, gold gilding, something like that. So what I've done, I tried it first with the regular Tombow glue, and the lines were a bit thick. I wanted kind of some nice delicate lines. You can see here, some nice kind of delicate gold on the leaf, and this just came a bit thick. So what I did is I got on Amazon, and I can share the link, these little bottles. I got like 10 of them for $8. I was giving them away, some away at my class. And that way you can do like a nice, it's got a nice fine tip. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to hold this little thing because it kind of gets in the way. I'm just going to put some kind of random, let's see, is this going to get, there we go. Wasn't coming out. So I'm just going to put some little lines on here where I think I'd like some gold. And this glue, the Tombow glue, it doesn't dry completely. What's nice about it is it dries tacky, which is perfect for this application. So I'm just kind of doing some random, you want a nice thin line. Some of my customers over the weekend had a lot of fun with this. Some did like all the way around the leaf. Some just did, random. So I'll hold it up to the camera and show you in a minute. But I'm just doing kind of random. So you can do as much or as little. And the nice thing too is if you do this and you decide there's not really enough on here, you can just repeat the process. So what we want to do now, I'll hold it up to the camera. I'm not sure if you're going to be able to see, but it's white. It's white at the moment, the glue. You can see a few little bits. Oh yeah, there you go. Can you see that? So what we need to do is set it to one side and let it dry where it doesn't look white anymore. It looks translucent. And that way it'll be tacky, and we can apply the gold leafing. Now, if we were to do it now, in fact, one of my customers didn't let hers dry properly over the weekend. If we were to put it in the gold leafing now, because the glue is very liquidy, it can smear and kind of smudge. So the gold leafing won't stay where you want it. But once it gets tacky, it won't do that. So I'm going to set this aside while we assemble the rest of the card, and then come back to it. It just takes a couple of minutes if you've done a thin lines. So let's grab the rest. So do we want to do the blue card or the Blackberry Bliss and the pink? What do you think? Which one do you like best? I can do either one. Let me know. So I've got my inside. So I've got a couple of other pieces to go on the card. This is the die. Let's see. Did I put away the die? Shoot, I did. It's called the Artisan. I think it's called the Artisan dies, and you get a couple of different ones. Vicky says it's a maple. Sorry, I'm getting distracted looking at the comments. So it is a maple. It's not a sycamore. Excuse me. And Denise says blue for the card. Okay. So back to the die. So this is from a die set that has 3 different dies, and let me see if I can find it in the annual catalogue real quick. We've got a few minutes because we've got to wait for that glue to dry. It's a standalone die. You see, where is it? This one. Here it is. These are the dies. Artisan Editions. So this is the die that I cut out, and it doesn't have an edge to the die. So you just cut your piece to whatever size you like, and then it'll just cut out the little lines. So that's the die. And this is that beautiful distress gold paper. This comes in a 12 by 12 pack. You get 2 sheets, and I think it's only $5 or $6. It goes a long way. All right, so we've only got one vote on the colour. Denise says blue, so that's what we're going to go with. So I'm using a Night of Navy card base, and this is just 11 by 4¼ and scored at 5.5. So let's stick the inside in first, if we've got that done. Have any of you used the gold leafing before? It should come with like a warning, because it's a little bit like powdered sugar. If you're not careful, it goes everywhere. All right, so I've got a matte layer, which I've embossed with this beautiful embossing folder. It's called Leaf Fall, and it's really pretty. You can see it's just got this kind of diagonal design. It's not the whole thing, so you can put your cardstock in kind of where you like. You know, position it so that you get a lot of the pattern up here or less of it. Oh, now Cindy says Blackberry Bliss. Oh, well, sorry, Cindy, too late. I'm already put the blue one together, but you'll have to make one in Blackberry Bliss. Here's the Blackberry Bliss one. Anyway, so back to this. So here's it's really pretty. It's a 3D embossing folder, so you get lots of definition on it. So let's attach that. Make sure I've got my card round the right way. And you can really put this whichever way up you like. And to be honest, not very much of it shows, but I just felt like the background needed a little bit of extra dimension. So let's put this on. Oh, my dog is on the move. Let's hope she's not gonna... Oh, she's stretching. Let's hope she's not gonna start barking. And then we can either do this at the top left corner, which is what I did here, or down the bottom. So it doesn't really, and you can kind of turn this round whichever way. Let's just do it the same. And then I'm just going to put some adhesive. You don't have to have adhesive all over. So I'm just going to put, see if I can put a little extra. I think that'll be fine. It's going to be underneath, so you don't have to have adhesive all over. So I'm going to position this kind of up towards the left corner with kind of an even border at the top and the side. And then let's see how this is doing. So I don't know if you can see, it's pretty much turned translucent. It's kind of hard to see, but I don't see white anywhere. It's turned clear. So I think we're good to go. So let me grab the gilding flakes. Now, these come in a pot. They come in a round pot, but you want to put them, let me zoom out a bit. You want to transfer them to some kind of container, like a biggish container. And then you want to be really careful. Like I say, these go everywhere. It's kind of like powdered sugar or feathers or something. So I've got them in a container with a lid, and they're also very staticky. So when you take off the lid, take it off like really, really carefully, slowly, because if you lift it off quickly, all the flakes will come up. So this is what they look like. Now I'm getting low on mine because we've used them a lot, but you get a big pot of them, you get a lot. So they're very staticky and clingy, and they're very light and airy. So I'm just kind of jiggling them a little bit to kind of get them evenly spaced so that I can put my card front down into here. So what I'm going to do is really carefully, I'm going to take my card panel and I'm going to put it down really slowly. Don't drop it, because although this is really light, again, these get everywhere and they will you know, fly up if you drop it. So I'm going to lay it down really carefully, and then I'm just going to push down, and then I'm just going to move it around a little bit just to make sure that I've got gold leafing on all the areas I want to. Then I'm going to pick this up, and this is what it's going to look like when you pick it up. And then you see I've got a little sponge. So I'm going to take my sponge and gently get off all the kind of the big pieces. This is really fun, even if it's messy. And then you can be a bit rougher and go in. I kind of go in with the edge of the sponge, and I'm just kind of rubbing off all those. And I'm going to give it a bit of a tap here. You can see, see it gets everywhere. I can see I've got a couple of extra pieces still. So you can be somewhat rough at this point because you want to get off all the pieces that are not stuck down. All right, and that's what it looks like. So now at this point, you could, if you wanted a little bit more, you could just repeat the process, add a little bit more glue, set it aside, and then do it again. But I think that looks really pretty. It's just kind of subtle, not too much. So important thing when you're done is put the lid on slowly. All right. Now, I did want to, if you do not have the gilding flakes, like I say, they are on sale just through the end of today. They're normally $9 and they're $7.65, so they're 15% off. I think that's right. Yeah, I think that's right. Just till the end of today. But if you don't have them and you're anxious to make the card and you don't want to order those, another thing you could do, I have another image here. You could use gold embossing powder, and I know normally you think of that you would need a stamp or something, but if you use your blender pen, if you have a blender pen, these come 3 to a pack, and I'm going to grab if I can get my embossing buddy. I'll just show, I'm not going to actually heat set it, but I'll just show you how you would do this. Let's grab my Versamark. I have stuff in front of I have a little cart in front of my drawer, so I'm having trouble getting stuff out of it. What you can do is you can dip your blending brush. Whoops, I must have had white on this end. Let me try the other one. Oh no. Oh yeah, that's better. You can dip your blending brush into your Versamark, and then you can just draw carefully around the edge. Wherever you would like the gold. And then I'm not going to do very much. I just want to show you that this is an option. You can grab your gold embossing powder. And see, you get kind of a similar result. You could probably do it even a little thinner if you didn't press so hard with the blender pen. So this is an option if you don't have the gilded flakes, but the gilded flakes give a little bit more texture. In fact, maybe I'll heat set it just so we can compare. Let's do that really quick, just as it's a little bit. My heat gun. Wasn't planning to do this, but it might be fun to compare. Let's see, where's my heat gun? It might be fun to compare how the difference between the two. So let me just heat this really quick. Put a little bit extra on here. So then we can, all right, so here's the heat embossed one. Let's see, what's the best angle to get that? There we go. That's what the heat embossing looks like. And here's the gold leafing. So it is a little bit different. This has a bit more kind of texture and dimension to it, doesn't it? And the color, this is a little bit lighter gold. The heat embossing is a little darker. So that's kind of interesting to see the difference. So anyway, so that might help you make your decision if you were thinking about buying some. All right, so let's finish assembling the card. I'm going to put this on with dimensionals. Oh, you're welcome, Deborah. Deborah says thanks for showing us the difference. Yeah, I wasn't planning on doing that, but it is kind of interesting to see how different they look. So it's dimensionals. But I love how this card turned out. I think the gilding flakes are perfect for the big leaf image, don't you think? Okay, last. I'll just put this on just like that. Beautiful. And then let's see, did I grab my... All right, let's get some... So we used these. These are the brushed metallic adhesive backed dots, and they come in 3 different colors, brass, copper, and gold. But the copper actually are quite pink, and they go really well. In fact, I used a different gem on this pink one, but a lot of people put the copper ones on the pink card because they look somewhat pink. They look really pretty on that. And then you can do a mixture of the 3 metals, which is what I did on this one. I did 1 of each, so I think I'll just do that again. That way I can use my gems evenly. Otherwise I end up with all of one colour gone. So let's just do a gold one up here. And we'll do a little brass one, and then we'll do a little copper one down here. Here. So, fairly easy card, but very pretty, I think. And this one's a bit more kind of darker colors. If you're not a pink person, here's the pink one. If you're not a pink person, then there's the blue one. Thank you, Denise. Yeah, you know, when I was designing the cards for class, this one came together quite quickly, and I just loved it, you know, immediately. And then my other cards were took me a little bit longer. It's funny how that works sometimes, but yeah, I was really happy with how these came out. So anyway, that's it for today. So let's see here. I'm just checking to see if there are any other comments. Vicky says that's beautiful with a little touch of gold. Yes, I think it just finishes off the card nicely. Cindy says, my computer seems to have a... Yeah, you know, Cindy, there is a delay. Like with Facebook, I think there's something like a 7-second delay. So that's why I don't see your comments right away, unfortunately. Oh, Deborah says, looks very professional. Why, thank you. Yeah, so anyway, that's the card. I hope you will order some of these products and try this, try this card and try the technique, and post some pictures on my page maybe if you do. So anyway, hope you have a great rest of the week. I'll be back next Wednesday with another project, and thanks for hanging out with me. It was fun, and I'll see you all again soon. Bye for now.